Good morning. Well, I'm walking around outside. People are outside. Some people have masks covering faces. Some shops are open. The lady who lives below us runs an alcohol store, and apparently they'll be open today. So she was wearing a mask. Bus is still running, see? To take people to wherever. Banks apparently are open. Food shops are open. I'm going to walk past my doctor just for, a bit. And you can see how close I live to her. So I'm very fortunate. Metro is open. Computer repair store, phone repair store is closed, so you're stuffed if your phone's broken. Plodding along. Oh, look, the Chinese, brand new. I mean, they just redid it. It's closed. Supermarket's open. I'll show you the line to get in, which I've now dubbed the bread line. There's plenty of food, so it's like we're not actually in trouble. It's not like there's a lack of products. And I'm at my doctor's place, and she is no idea. I got an email from her. Now, what you'll see here in Rome at the moment is a lot of the Chinese-run businesses or Asian-run businesses. They put these signs up a while ago, and it basically says we're on holiday. So from the 8th to the 22nd, because they were really struggling. This cafe's closed. Chiuso. Here, I'll show you another one. This is another Asian restaurant, and you can see, they've just taken that. This is they're closed, which is really unfortunate because for many people, this is their livelihood. This is where they've thrown their family money into, their personal money savings. The bread store's closed. It's a little awesome outlet for a bakery, and it's shut. It's really disappointing. As you can see, there's people around. Now, some of them wearing masks. I don't know where they're getting masks from. I guess they're getting it from the supermarket. I mean, not supermarket, the pharmacy. But suddenly everyone has masks. I don't have a mask. I haven't bought a mask. My wife works at a hospital. She doesn't have a mask. So, it's an Italian expression. It means, I don't know. Now, home delivery is, home delivery is still working. So if you want to order food, you can from whichever place is open. Now it's a Friday, so food options limited. Oh, we're going to walk past the bread lines in a second. People are walking their dogs around, just being normal, because some shopping centre's closed. It's a big shopping centre. At least, Italy is a big shopping centre. For the centre of Rome, it's a big shopping centre, okay? Part of the one problem here is that supermarkets don't sell everything. Whereas back home, Australia, America, even parts of England, the supermarket sells everything. Whereas here, it's a bit more limited because you have specialty stores more. Now, that is the Tabaccaria, which is a news agency. Even though this is the news agency, they split it into two sort of things. News agency, the Tabaccaria is where you pay bills, certain bills, which I have to do. Now, this is the bread line. We're going to walk past the bread line. And that bread line there is to get into that supermarket there. So, now, I've got lots of food. And I did my shopping, and you go to some supermarkets in the evening, and there's no line. So yesterday we bought over a kilogram of onions for €1.40, €1.30, whatever. Now, the interesting thing about onions is that this supermarket here, where I normally often go, well, my wife often goes, doesn't sell many onions. So I found us one that does. And now, I cook onions. I like onions. Anyway, let's keep walking past the bread lines. And you can see everyone's standing in a line. It's like a miracle has occurred. They have it in them to stand in a line. They do have it in them. It's like a miracle. Anyway, so they're all standing in line, as you can see. Now, I'm walking to the park. Otherwise, I'll go stir crazy. Also, I have to film some videos for my students. So I am working. There's an Uber jump bicycle, which probably isn't going to do very well. Unfortunately, there's there's still a couple of the beggars, and they're going to be struggling, really struggling. Some of them, I mean, they might not actually technically have healthcare, but they'll still get treated here because you can't deny people healthcare. And truth be told, sorry. Now in Italy, they lock the parks at night, so the local municipal council has unlocked the park. So it's not like Billy Bob Jones is doing his own thing. Is that this is a government-owned park that the government locks and the government opens. So some people think, oh, you're not allowed to go to the park. No, you can't go to the park. The end is nigh. Government locks it. Government opens it. You can go as far as I'm concerned. Now, people are walking their doggies. There are people in this park. A fair number of people. No one in this play equipment. There's a mum wearing a mask, but her children aren't. So, I mean, talk about pageantry. Look, if it makes them feel safe and happy, what do I care? I'm not the boss of them. You can probably count how many times I've touched my face, so if I do get infected, you'll know why. Now, that said, I haven't actually touched anything outside of my body. I mean, people are reading the newspaper, sitting in the park, listening to the birds. There's this random Australian just walked past speaking English. Now, this is a pond or a fountain that hasn't been turned on in a couple of years. So, I mean, I have free time. I could theoretically clean out that fountain. I mean, that's something you could actually do. Otherwise, you're just sitting at home, working from home. Sure. Some people can. Depends on your job. Now, I'm a teacher, so what I can do is very limited in terms of I can make videos which take hours. To properly edit a video, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, you're looking at a couple of hours of work because you got to cut the video, you got to remove things. If you're doing a live stream video, it's a live stream feed to teach the kids, it's so much easier. But of course the quality's lower, but you can interact with them. Whereas if you're making a video, you have to make it as dynamic as possible and you're not getting instant feedback. Now, I'm not a professional video taker or editor, as you can see by Jumpy Cam here. That's not my job. That's not my personal experience. In terms of editing videos, I did it in grade 12, which was a long time ago, which was really good. We were the first group who did a computer-edited video for our major work, which was really good and impressive. And even looking back, the quality of it, even by today's standards, was really good. And I'm not artistic. Now, I have to take my hats off to the guys I worked with, who I still speak to this day. That is Brendan and Russell. I spoke with both of you a couple of days ago. Now I'm in the park. You can hear the birds. That's a school, just there. And it's closed. Now, going back to school, I teach prima, so I teach first grade, which means that the option is in their technical knowledge. Now, while kids know how to play games and stuff, in terms of getting them to do something useful, or if I say, hey, click on this, they will struggle. If I say, go have fun, they will do amazing explorations and stuff, and they will follow their own lead, which is great. It's just, it gives them something, but if you like, I teach now the first grades. Their hands are physically too small for keyboards, as in touch typing and just generic typing. They can do hunt, seek, and destroy, but the difficulty is that like I can't teach first graders touch typing. Their hands just aren't big enough to physically spread across the keyboard. So they get taught seek and destroy, going and pressing buttons, and that's what you do for 5 to 7-year-olds. Once their hands are physically the appropriate size, then it's going to be a lot easier for them. And hopefully by then they've at least learned the alphabet, the identification of the alphabet, where it is on the keyboard, and they'll go from there. But yeah, look, so as you can see, shops are closed, most of them at least. Computer stores were open yesterday. Food is available if you want food and want to stand in the line. The lines are getting longer because I guess people might get a little bit more panicky or they just need more things. The cupboard runs a little bit empty. In my experience, people in Italy tend to, at least in Rome, tend to do lots of little shops as opposed to the weekly big shop that I'm used to. I say I'm used to, and I've lived here for 8-9 years. So even though it's been shut, I've gone to the shops every couple of days. I don't need anything. It's just, it gives you something to do. That's why I'm walking around the park, which the foreigners, the expats who don't speak Italian, or at least if they do, it's very rudimentary. They don't understand the mentality because they've lived here 1 year, 3 months, 6 months. Some people are married to a local, and then it's a bit different. But the problem is that I'll be frank. Often, a lot of people here, their jobs are on the sort of the lower end of the scale. These expats, because if you're busy, so if you have a high-paying job, you're probably too busy to be posting useless stuff on Facebook. If you've married an Italian as a woman, I'm assuming he's going to be the breadwinner more so than you are. Now they do work, of course, but there's less for you to do, and so you have more time. And time is a very dangerous thing. It makes people go crazy upstairs. Because most people aren't made to be hermits or to be locked away. This isn't a new experience for me, the whole being locked away, minimal contact with people. I've done that at least properly for 1 whole year. I wasn't in prison. So I was talking to a friend this morning via chat, of course, and we're just describing our experiences of when we were locked away. Now, he at least had a farm, and he was with more people, whereas I was just me and another guy in a house for a year. Well, there was 3 of us. And then he piked halfway through. Shout out, Philip. He's doing all right. And then there was just me for the rest of the year. So I was like 6 months with me and another guy in the house. And then suddenly walking around what I'm doing now and doing some study. And it really was not much happening. Now, of course, here I am. Living in Rome, married to a local, who, by the way, is going into work today because the nurses are graduating today. By graduating, they've got to do a little explanation presentation, and then they graduate. So it's not like back home where you do your last major exam and then you graduate 3 months, 2 months, 6 months later. Here, you will be graded in your last final presentation, and then you graduate on the same day. So it's a pretty different system. So imagine the old system where, at least when you got your doctorate, you found out if you passed there and your grade as you walked out the door. They do that for the bachelor degree here. At least, many places do, not all. I mean, it depends on the size and the culture and how it's shaped. So they're graduating today. So there's all these nurses who I do not know if they're registered or whatever, but they've finished their academic the component of their education at university, so they are all good to go. And it's very fortunate that they're now good to go, though I don't know why they're graduating in March. So they must have, I don't know how that works. I don't know when their intake was. So they're all going to go to the front lines. It's now second semester over here. Now, if you look, the kiddie attraction thing is closed, which is very unfortunate. Bread lines are open. Toy store's probably going to be closed. So if you did not stock up on games, toys, activities for your kid, good luck. I mean, you're going to have to be pretty inventive. So I assume there's going to be a lot of mums and dads pulling their hair out because they basically have to occupy their kids for a month while the kids are being directed by their teachers. Effectively, for certain age groups, the parents have to homeschool. Now, there are these online classroom things, but that depends. Not every family has a computer per child. Not every family has a good internet connection. Internet here is not bad. Apparently, it's better than Australia. At least my internet connection is fantastic compared to back home. It's not gigabit, but it's pretty close-ish. Some of my friends had gigabit and they're just laughing. Whereas I can stream multiple streams in 4K. Uploading is a bit of a drag. That's not the best. Anyway, this is part one of what I'm calling under lockdown, or under lockdown in Italy. Under lockdown, probably. Take care. I'll do some more videos later. Alright, back to the video we go. I'm walking home. Had my little walk. These are German homeless people who've been here for a few years. You know, got the police over there. They're doing their thing. I'm going to leave them alone, you know, because they're doing what they want to do, and I'm happy for them to do that. Are they following me? No, they are not. Delivery guy, he can do his deliveries. You look there, so he's got his masks hanging down. Cool, good for him. Alright, so we got our people in their little bread lines, standing there, doing what it is that people do in bread lines. Now normally, you see here, there are these yellow sort of areas. Here they have these market stalls, as in people selling trinkets and clothes from unknown locations. And normally I can't walk here. So I'm actually pleasantly pleased with the fact that I can walk on this wonderful footpath, sidewalk, whatever you want to call it, and without any problems. Gyms are closed, so you can't even get swole. I did a workout on like the last day the gym was open. I haven't got sick, so evidently I'm not infected. Like, there you go. It's closed. Selling apartments. Deliveries. Pharmacies open. Bookstores closed. So you can't even go in and grab a book. They're going to have to start reopening things soon because people need to do things. At the moment, you're stuck with whatever you've got. Now, I have Netflix, Prime Video, I guess YouTube. I have a PlayStation. I've got a Nintendo Switch. Like, I'm fortunate, but even then, what do you do? I've finished all the games. I don't really want to play because I've done that enough. It's getting pretty boring doing that. Siamo aperti. Okay. So, the electronics store, it says, we are open. Hours of opening from Monday to Friday, 10 till 6. To the metro from you, please maintain a distance of security, a secure distance for everyone and you and people, and just walk around each other. I guess that's pretty cool. So you can buy your products. Now the gym, and not the gym, the sports store's closed. Pay by bank card, and you can pay in 10 easy payments with 0 interest. If you can see that, there you go. So they're trying to sell us stuff, which is fine. I mean, I don't need anything. SD card? No, I got enough of those. At least somewhere. I don't know where my wife's put them all. I might get out her real camera and do some video recording. But with the tripod, be decent quality. It's just, I don't know. Anyway, this is just a really long-winded video of me doing nothing, just walking around, showing you what's going on. People are out and about. Everyone's just doing their thing. It's probably maybe 10%, 20% of the people who are normally out and about. See? There's people doing their thing. So, yeah. Look, shoe store's closed. Theoretically, if you run these businesses, you could get some maintenance done. If you personally do some maintenance, or even, I guess, get a maintenance guy in, just looking at all the signs of closed stores. They're saying, why we're closed. So here we go. We'd like to tell our good clients that our shop will remain closed until a date to be determined. Here's another one. This was written on the 10th. We would like to advise our good clients, gentile clienti, so our clients, that we are all fine. With regards to the civic responsibility, we will remain closed until a date to be determined. So, for the question of civic responsibility. So, now this sign's probably not going to be valid anymore. We are searching for a full-time person. Now, I'm going to walk past the kid store. No sign. Walking past the pharmacy now. I mean, there's no line at the pharmacy anymore. If I needed something from the pharmacy. Now, whether those masks do any good, I don't know. Probably, they say not. You need them N95 ones, which I don't have. No one actually has. But I guess... Don't ask me. Speak to your medical professional for all your medical needs. Wow, I will show you something that is open. Now, okay, that's a street. I live on a pretty main street, and the traffic is a fraction of what it is normally. Okay, so the barber store, so the hairdresser barber shop, is closed. Okay, maybe I'll flip my video around so that you can read it. The barber store is closed. However, laundromats are allowed to stay open. The laundromat can stay open because people need to have clean clothes. Now, if you look here, the sign here does say this store is cleaned. It's been cleaned, hygienized. It's clean. We have disinfected. It's probably the word. Whenever they do the Italian to English translation, it's this place has been hygienized. Right? You see that little sign in all the bathrooms here, and I get a bit of a chuckle because it makes no sense. Apparently some doctors can be open and stuff. The dentist, I don't know if they're open or not. I mean, way to get an infection if someone's infected, but I mean, that said, how many people are actually infected? Not that many, but enough that it'll happen. Doubles every 4 days, apparently. And look, there are people on the street. I mean, people are staying at home, or they're just doing their little short walks and stuff. We are staying away from each other. However, one of the main problems is, as you can see, we're in apartments, which means you've got apartment buildings of, let's just look at this one, of how many apartments, and let's say it's 2 people per apartment, maybe 3, but let's just say 2, because whatever reason. Okay, so this apartment here has 30 apartments. So let's say it's 2 people per apartment, it's probably more. So there's at least 60 people living in there. Now you multiply that by all the apartments in Italy. Now, the people on the lower floors can walk up and down the stairs. I live on the 9th floor. 9th. The elevator, which is quite fast, takes 52 seconds from the ground floor to my apartment. I have a beautiful view of Rome. That means for 52 seconds I am in a box which other people have been in. Now we give it space and stuff, but effectively it's not like in Australia, America, Canada, where people will be going from a house to to their car and stuff. Here, you go into your elevator and then up. So all the old people, or the elderly, they have to go into the elevator because they can't necessarily climb up all those stairs. Which means that for them to leave the house, if someone in their building is infected and goes into the elevator and then speak to a medical professional, everyone else is at risk. If they've been coughing and spluttering and whatever. But if it does live on surfaces and someone touches something, so you've got to touch the button. You've got to touch everything. And so let's go into my little box. Don't dox me, bro. Here you go. So you got my little elevator. Now, the thing with Italian elevators is you've got to open that. Very clean. You've then got to open these doors. You then have to close this. Then have to close these 2 doors. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actions already. 6 maybe. You then got to press the button. 7 actions. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 actions. I think I have to touch 13 different things at least to get in and out. That's what 6 plus 1. So if someone in my apartment is infected, which I don't think they are, I'm now stuck in this box for 52 seconds, breathing in all the air. Life under lockdown.